Persons who were allocated their house lots in Wismar Phase 1 Linden have been educated on the status of construction and were able to see digitally their lot location. This exercise happened on Friday last when the Minister of Housing visited a new housing development after distributing 1,000 house lots to the Region 10 residents.
So when today is finished, we will probably have about over 2,800 allocations done for Region 10. And the allocations are continuous because with the lands that we are acquiring, everyone who is December 31st, 2024 or prior is expected to be addressed.
The expedited process of housing applications is assisting in clearing up backlog of applicants. Over the past 5 years, more than 50,000 Guyanese have received house lots, a promise made by the government and delivered. Persons who were allocated their house lots in Wismar Phase 1 Linden have been educated on the status of construction and were able to see digitally their lot location. This exercise happened on Friday last when the Minister of Housing visited a new housing development after distributing 1,000 house lots to the Region 10 residents.
So when today is finished, we will probably have about over 2,800 allocations done for Region 10. And the allocations are continuous because with the lands that we are acquiring, everyone who is December 31st, 2024 or prior is expected to be addressed.
The expedited process of housing applications is assisting in clearing up backlog of applicants. Over the past 5 years, more than 50,000 Guyanese have received house lots, a promise made by the government and delivered.
Welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Digest, your front row seat to the policies, programs, and people shaping Guyana's development journey. Each week, we go beyond the headlines to follow ministers of government as they implement the administration's agenda, one step, one story, and one community at a time. Beginning with agriculture, the government remains optimistic that the long-standing ban on the exportation of catfish to the United States will be lifted shortly. The Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, made the announcement at the ministry's main office in Georgetown on Wednesday.
The ambassador and I have been speaking regularly on this matter, and I hope very shortly we can have the ban lifted so that Guyana could once again export our product, especially catfish, to the United States.
Over to education, the Tocqueville Secondary School is being expanded to cater for over 180 more pupils. 6 new classrooms are being created that will each accommodate 30 pupils. Minister of Education Priyamanik Chand recently visited the construction site to check on the progress that's being made.
Our aim is to make sure every child has a solid secondary education wherever they live, and this is one of the efforts. It's not only building new schools, but extending the schools that we currently have.
Region 7 saw tremendous improvements in this year's National Grade 6 assessment. In the 2025 exams, students recorded better grades in every subject. There was a 16% increased pass rate in math and 14% in English. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, attended the region's prize-giving ceremony on Tuesday.
As we work, and this is where the government, President Ali, has made education the foundation stone of the transformation of our country.
Persons who were allocated house lots in Wismar Phase 1 Linden have been briefed on the status of construction, and they were able to see digital location of their lots. This exercise occurred last Friday when the Minister of Housing visited the new development after distributing 1,000 house lots to residents of Region 10.
So when today is finished, we will probably have about over 2,800 allocations done for Region 10. And the allocations are continuous because with the lands that we are acquiring, Everyone who is December 31st, 2024 or prior is expected to be addressed.
When it comes to mining, the government of Guyana has given its commitment that will continue to support miners. The commitment was given by Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat to members of the Bartica business community at a recent networking activity. He noted that once mining does well, so too does Bartica and the entire country.
The mining sector is critical to the development of our country. Today, the Guyana that you see wasn't built on oil and gas. It was built on mining, it was built on logging, on agriculture, and on tourism, and the other traditional sectors.
Minister Barrett also delivered buses, boats, ATVs, bicycles, tablets, and other items that were requested by residents of 12 villages in Region 9. Also, all of the South Rupununi communities received $1 million each to assist in any agriculture-based project of their choice.
A priority of ours has always and will be education and healthcare. Education and healthcare is critical. We can't have our children walking miles to go to school. If we got to get a bus to them, we will provide a bus for them. Our health workers, we can't have them walking from one village to another. We will provide the ATV for them.
Kukwani now has a brand new nursery school. Named Kukwani Waterfront Nursery, the facility will now comfortably house 41 pupils. It was commissioned on Wednesday by Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgel. It is fully equipped with furniture, fire detection systems, and is designed to accommodate children with disabilities.
This is not just about brick and mortar. It's not just about windows and zinc sheets and nice fancy furniture. It's about an investment in education, which is a key platform for the new modern Guyana that we are building.
And that's how the week unfolded. One step at a time, one community at a time, but many stories are being written. That's it for this edition. We'll see you next week with more stories from the heart of government. Welcome to the President's Diary, your weekly look at leadership that's bold and hands-on. This week began in Montego Bay, Jamaica, where His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali attended the 49th meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM. President Ali took part in a crucial session of the Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on External Trade Negotiations. Discussions centered on urgent trade issues affecting the region's economic resilience and sustainability. Back home in Guyana, President Ali met with a delegation from the Bechtel Corporation led by President of Regions and Corporate Relations, Mr. Justin Sibarel. The team provided an update on Bechtel's ongoing technical work, supporting the transportation corridor between northern Brazil and the planned deepwater port at the mouth of the Berbice River. President Ali emphasized the project's strategic importance to Guyana, CARICOM, and the hemisphere, urging swift progress so that construction can commence and be completed in the shortest possible time. President Irfan Ali delivered the feature address at the commissioning of a $711.6 million Tecnam P-2012 aircraft at the Guyana Defense Force GDF hangar at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport. The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces stated that the acquisition of a new aircraft shows the commitment of his administration to modernizing the GDF.
It's an exciting time to be in the Guyana Defense Force. And your circumstances is changing beyond leaps and bounds. You now can do your degree, your postgraduate, your master's, You now can aspire to be in almost every single profession, knowing that the Guyana Defense Force will support your aspirations. All that is required is your enduring love for your country, your enduring love for the Guyana Defense Force, and your enduring commitment to what you do.
The new aircraft, registered to represent the Mabaruma Township, will perform several duties, including humanitarian assistance in hinterland communities when necessary. It was selected because of its ability to navigate rough skies as well as its capability to land on narrow airstrips scattered throughout the hinterland. President Ali joined thousands of cricket fans at the opening night of the Global Super League at the National Stadium in Providence. It was a thrilling matchup between local heroes, the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and defending champions, the Rangpur Riders, a spectacle that delivered electrifying moments and united passionate fans. President Ali on Friday visited Aishalton in Region 9, where he announced the government's intention to assist in marketing the lush forests and intact ecosystems of the South Rupununi as a global model for biodiversity. He informed scores of villagers in Tushaus that he had recently engaged with community stakeholders at the 2025 National Tushaus Council Conference to craft a strategy that would guarantee the economic and environmental empowerment of the South Rupununi. The president believes that highlighting the region as a biodiversity hotspot can lead to sustainable wealth, jobs, and prosperity for its residents.
When the world speaks about biodiversity, which will be the most important subject, they must all point to the South Rupununi as a home of best practices, as a home of sustainability, as a home of resilience, as a home of thinkers, as a home of ideas, as a home of partnership.
President Irfan Ali and his wife, First Lady Arya Ali, engaged with patrons on Friday afternoon at their son's Zaid's Lemonade sale held on the lawns of State House. The fundraiser raised a total of $9.1 million for 8 animal organizations in Guyana. To wrap up the week, President Ali joined thousands of cricket fans at the National Stadium in Providence to support the Guyana Amazon Warriors in their second match of the Global Super League T20 cricket tournament as they face the Central Stags. On Saturday morning, President Ali met with the members from the Guyana Table Tennis Association, the Guyana Squash Association, and the Guyana Karate Federation. Discussions centered on the expansion of the sports in Guyana and sponsorship opportunities. From diplomacy and development to defense and national pride, President Ali's week reflected the energy and ambition of a nation on the rise. Do join us again next week on the President's Diary.
A total of 67 contracts were signed by small contractors from Bartica, Region 7, for the cleaning of drains, culverts, and road shoulders as part of ongoing efforts to mitigate flooding across the region. The $132.5 million worth of desilting projects signed on Friday are expected to significantly impact the lives of the contractors, boost economic activity, and drive growth in the area. At the signing ceremony, several small contractors welcomed the initiative as they highlighted how it would impact their lives.
I want to say thank you for all those who were instrumental, especially the minister and even the government, for this help. As a young father of 3, with a young wife, and just recently we were awarded the lease for our land. So this would be a great help for us actually not finishing but even starting, and we hope to see more and more development. It's already started, and I can just hope for more. So thank you very much.
It is going to benefit me a great lot because I'm a single mother of 2. I'm also looking after my 2 brothers, I am currently working in a small business, and this is going to help me to open. I'm very much grateful for this. Thank you.
Before the award, I have seen works that the government portray in my community, which is Moro Camp. So from that alone, it gives me confidence that the government has been retransforming Bartek at large. So this initiative with the contract just gives me more strength to know that the government is doing things for our little town.
Speaking at the event, Minister of Public Works Bishop Guan Edgel encouraged the new contractors to carry out the works to the highest standard, stressing the importance of quality delivery.
67 persons who longed, admired other people how they getting through and getting a chance to make a money. Your turn has come. I said your turn has. So I want to encourage you to execute this to the best of your ability.
To ensure the works are executed efficiently and to ease any financial burdens, the government is providing up to 50% of the contract sum as a mobilization advance.
How is Guyana protecting its people, borders, and natural resources from real threats? In this episode of Safeguarding Our Nation, we speak with Colonel Sheldon Howell, Director of the National Intelligence and Security Agency. He explains how the country's national security architecture works, what it does for citizens, and why it matters to everyone, and the role each of you can play. Tune in to Safeguarding Our Nation this coming Tuesday, July 15th at 10 a.m.
Kwakwani now sports a brand new nursery school. Named Kwakwani Waterfront Nursery, the facility will now comfortably house 41 pupils. It was commissioned on Wednesday by the Minister of Public Works, Bishop Guan Edgel. The school was built through the Ministry of Finance's Basic Needs Fund in partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank. It is fully equipped with furniture, fire detection systems, and designed to accommodate children with disabilities. Minister Edgel said this is as part of the government's commitment to providing accessible, high-quality education for children across Guyana.
This is not just about brick and mortar. It's not just about windows and zinc sheets and nice fancy furniture. It's about an investment in education, which is a key platform for the new modern Guyana that we are building.
The Man on Mission has not failed its mandate to uplift the lives of the vulnerable population. The latest beneficiaries of a life-changing project are Elian Danraj, Shamprasad, and Danraj Gurdai. The residents of Region 3 each received a brand new home. 59-year-old Elian Danraj of Cornelia Ida is now worry-free about her living conditions. The new home will benefit her son and her 90-year-old mother.
I feel great. It's far better than the one I had before. I used to feel sick. It used to be plenty rain, wet. And my mother used to put on patch thing to don't let it out. I feel great since I get this new next out.
69-year-old pensioner and a disabled widow, Danraj Gurdai, is happy that she has moved out of a zinc house. Gurdai, who lost her husband in 2017, has encountered many financial difficulties in recent years.
I was living in an old zinc house. Rain wet me. The furniture destroyed inside the house. I had nice furniture, all destroyed. And I feel very nice. My president, Dr. Panali, gave me a beautiful house, and I must thank him.
67-year-old Shamprasad described the life as being rough in his old house. Now, his future is brighter with a stable and secure place to call home.
We thank this government so far because they help out everybody across the country.
During the simple ceremony, Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, praised those involved in the project.
Although some of the homes constructed under the Men on Mission program are done with taxpayers' funds that were appropriated in Parliament, some of these homes are built by private sector folks completely.
The Man on Mission has not failed its mandate to uplift the lives of the vulnerable population. The latest beneficiaries of a life-changing project are Elian Danraj, Shamprasad, and Danraj Gurdai. The residents of Region 3 each received a brand new home. 59-year-old Elian Danraj of Cornelia Ida is now worry-free about her living conditions. The new home will benefit her son and her 90-year-old mother.
I feel great. It's far better than the one I had before. I used to feel sick. It used to be plenty rain, wet. My mother used to put on patch thing to don't let it out. I feel great since I get this next out.
69-year-old pensioner and a disabled widow, Danraj Gurdai, is happy that she has moved out of a sink house. Gurdai, who lost her husband in 2017, has encountered many financial difficulties in recent years.
I was living in an old zinc house. Rain wet me. The furniture destroyed inside the house. I had nice furniture, all destroyed. And I feel very nice. My president, Dr. Panali, gave me a beautiful house, and I must thank him.
67-year-old Shamprasad described the life as being rough in his old house. Now, his future is brighter with a stable and secure place to call home.
We thank this government so far because they help out everybody across the country.
During the simple ceremony, Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, praised those involved in the project.
Although some of the homes constructed under the Men on Mission program are done with taxpayers' funds that were appropriated in Parliament, some of these homes are built by private sector folks completely.
Welcome to the President's Diary, your weekly journey through leadership in action, where decisions aren't just made, they're lived. This week, Guyanese witnessed the launch of transformative projects, modern healthcare facilities, a 4-lane highway, and the return of 2 iconic high schools. But the milestones are more than just headlines, they're shaping the lives of Guyanese across the country. Let's begin where it matters the most, health.
These investments are not about brick and steel and posts and AC. These developments are about opportunity. These developments are about people. At the center of these facilities are people. The people who will get employment, the people who are trained to work here, and the people who will receive service here. So yes, everything that surrounds these investments, the centerpiece of these investments, it's all about people.
The recently opened Diamond Hospital is already serving the medical needs of over 40,000 residents on the east bank of the Marara, and now that same level of care has arrived on the East Coast. Last night, President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali commissioned a $6 billion hospital in Enmore. This grand facility mirrors the Diamond Hospital and comes equipped with state-of-the-art operating rooms, outpatient clinics, a number of important laboratories, and a 24-hour emergency unit.
Today's commissioning is not about ribbon cutting. We're opening a door to the future. We are raising the curtain on a new era of healthcare. We are making history right here, right now. This is not by accident or chance. This hospital is not an example of us simply building a hospital to demonstrate that we have done something for the people. No, this hospital is part of a larger vision, a vision of a Guyana where every child, every mother, every elder, every patient, regardless of their income or their address, has access to high quality, modern, responsive, and people-centered healthcare.
Next, from delivering healthcare to vital road infrastructure, President Ali was doing it all this last week. What was once a daily traffic grind is now a smooth, swift ride for thousands of commuters along both the East Bank and East Coast corridors. The newly commissioned 7.8-kilometer highway stretching from Ogle to Eccles is making a huge difference by cutting down on the commute time of thousands of Guyanese. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, President Irfan Ali reminded Guyanese that over the past 5 years, the country has experienced unprecedented growth and it must be sustained.
One of the most important ways to do so is by building infrastructure that opens up new lands and communities, stimulate investment, and drive inclusive development. This road is about building families, it's about supporting families, it's about enhancing families, it's about developing families. This road is about improving the quality of life of every Guyanese.
The highway is just part of the expansive road network envisioned by this administration, and the residents that use them are already feeling relieved. From roads that connect communities to schools that unlock minds, education in Guyana has been revitalized with the reconstruction of 2 new high schools in Georgetown. In July 2022, tragedy struck at the St. George's High School in Georgetown. An electrical fire decimated the school. Hundreds of students were forced to relocate. But out of that chaotic situation came the idea of building a school dedicated to the sciences. On Tuesday, that idea was fully realized. The St. George's School of Sciences was commissioned by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. And of course, many teachers, parents, and students are proud to be among the first to experience digital learning at its most creative.
Not only have we rebuilt St. George's, we have rebuilt it larger, sturdier, and smarter. We have not simply reconstructed what was lost, we have reimagined it. We have given it a new mission, a new identity, and a new mandate. From the ashes has risen the St. George's School of Sciences, Guyana's first secondary institution dedicated to scientific education.
Days later, the modern Christ Church Secondary School, which was also destroyed by a fire, was unveiled. The new facility comes equipped with 20 classrooms, a large auditorium, science and IT labs, art rooms, and space for music and woodworking classes.
With hearts full of pride and eyes lifted toward promise, we declare without hesitation and without apology, Christchurch is back and back in business. The business of education, empowerment, and enlightenment.
The achievement of these milestones is pushing Guyana even closer to delivering a modern top-class universal secondary education, a cornerstone of President Ali's vision. President Ali recently signed 2 proclamations to dissolve the 12th Parliament and all regional democratic councils, paving the way for general and regional elections on September 1st, 2025.
Free and fair elections are the lifeblood of a democratic state. The upcoming elections represents our country's commitment to renewing the democratic covenant between its citizens and government.
President Ali's leadership also extends far beyond our national borders. This week he hosted students from the St. Mary's College of St. Lucia, fostering cross-cultural engagement and regional unity. He also met with the governor of Roraima, Brazil, to discuss strategic cooperation in agriculture, energy, and private sector investment, tightening bonds between Guyana and its neighbors. Tired of empty promises at international forums, President Ali is turning words into action. At the United for Biodiversity podcast, he revealed that Georgetown will host the inaugural Global Biodiversity Alliance Summit, a bold move to drive real solutions for global conservation.
We had all of these pledges at various COP, and we saw nothing coming out of the pledges. So I'm just weary and tired of the pledges. But here is where Guyana has shown that we go beyond pledges. We create a product, we create a mechanism, we create a formula. And through the LCDS, the carbon credits, we have demonstrated how we can make this work.
From hospitals to highways, from classrooms to conservation, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali continues to chart a bold course for Guyana's future. That's a wrap on this edition of President's Diary. Join us again next week as we continue to follow the footsteps of leadership.
Home construction for another 40 families in Region 10 has become significantly easier following the latest distribution of steel and cement vouchers. The vouchers, each valued at $225,000, were handed over during the Dream Realized housing drive at the Watuka Guest House in Linden on Friday. The exercise was led by Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell, Minister within the Ministry Susan Rodriguez, and Permanent Secretary Bishram Kupen. The initiative, part of government's steel and cement housing subsidy program, aims to help individuals begin building their homes. Beneficiaries have up to 6 months to redeem the vouchers at one of 4 designated suppliers in Linden. Persons who are interested in benefiting from the steel and cement subsidy must submit key documents including their taxpayer identification number, TIN, proof of identification, marriage certificates where applicable, and approved house plans from the relevant municipal authorities.
Welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Digest, your front row seat to the policies, programs, and people shaping Guyana's development journey. Each week, we go beyond the headlines to follow ministers of government as they implement the administration's agenda, one step, one story, and one community at a time. Empowerment is on the horizon for 24 budding small contractors from Kokwani Region 10. They have been recently awarded contracts to construct concrete roads within the community. The small contractor said it will change their lives and the community. While underscoring the impact of initiatives of this nature, the Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Edgel urged the contractors to employ persons from within the community.
Everybody's entitled to work, And this program is designed to create employment. We will do other things, and people will have to get a chance.
Over in the tourism sector, a new eco-lodge in Warapoka is expected to provide visitors with a more nature-based experience. Warapoka is the only community in the Moruga subregion that has explored opportunities in tourism as a means of fostering sustainable livelihood. During the recently concluded National Two Shelves Council conference, a request was made for assistance in constructing the eco-lodge, and it did not fall on deaf ears.
And I'm pleased to say on behalf of His Excellency the President that your request for the lodge has been approved and it will be part of this year's response. In fact, the budgetary allocation you've made available is $8 million for your lodge.
Residents of Warapoka, Santa Cruz, and Cubana Region 1 have benefited from the distribution of 232 water tanks, fulfilling the promise made by President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, was Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell who delivered the tanks.
We commit, we deliver. We won't come here on behalf of the government to promise you the sun, the moon, and the star to say things. We are a responsible government, and the things that we say, we know we can back them.
Tragedy struck in July 2022 at the St. George's High School in Georgetown. A fire, electrical in origin, decimated the school. Hundreds of students had to relocate, but out of that chaotic situation birthed a grand idea of building a school dedicated to the sciences. The St. George's School of Sciences has been commissioned by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. And of course, many teachers, parents, and students are proud to be among the first to experience digital learning at its best.
We have some of our brightest children right here at St. George's. And that's not by accident. The dream is that wherever we are teaching secondary education, in any of the 40, hear that number, 40 secondary schools we are currently building in one Irfan Ali presidency, one term. In any of those 40 schools, you must get the same education you could get in the traditionally top schools. So top schools, look out, they're coming after you.
Over 300 caregivers and early childhood practitioners from around the country were gathered in one place to brainstorm ideas. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security hosted the first Early Childhood Development Conference. Minister Vindya Prasad explained the purpose of the gathering.
Bringing you together in an environment where you can share your ideas, develop solutions to challenges and limitations you may face every day, chart a course where a policy that will soon be launched, the Integrated Early Childhood Development Policy, and also its complementary guidelines and work plans and activities. But to strengthen that, even though it's new,
Prasad encouraged the participants to share their best practices and experiences to help shape the delivery of a new chapter in childcare services across the country. 24 Indigenous youths from Regions 1, 9, and 10 graduated from the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs Community Service Officers CSO's Garment Construction Training Program. The graduation ceremony was held at the Amerindian village Sophia on Friday. Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai said a 3-week skills training program is critical in Guyana's expanding economy.
Garment construction is still a useful talent, a useful skill in every remote community. It is also useful for those who are desirous of making a profession out of it. So this is like the basic foundational teaching that you've received in terms of garment construction.
And that's how the week unfolded. One step at a time, one community at a time, but many stories are being written. That's it for this edition. We'll see you next week with more stories from the heart of government.